everybody, my name is Luke Marr and this is Hot Mode, and today on Hot Mode we are getting into the MTV EMAs red carpet for the year 2020. Now the EMAs are the European Music Awards. I don't usually pay them much mind because I'm not necessarily European. Well, I guess I just don't live there. Now technically I'm not really European anymore, I'm just British. But let's get into this red carpet review. So first up, we have to discuss Alicia Keys. Now, I believe that Alicia Keys here is wearing Moschino, and I'm not positive, but I feel like it's from that Moschino Subway collection that Jeremy Scott did. It was very cultural appropriation and like, oh, I rode the G train in Brooklyn when I went to school and this is how people dress, and it was very like weird, and we talked about it on the Fashion Victims podcast if you care to know. But Alicia Keys here, honestly, I do like a big shearling coat. This one definitely looks a little bit more plasticky than I'd like for a shearling coat, but I like the fact that it has the big hoodie. I like the fact that it's ridiculously oversized. Honestly, it probably is very reminiscent of like large sort of puffer coats and large sort of outerwear that was very popular in like the late 80s, 90s sort of style. And then she's fitted it with a nice little crop top. Although I don't love the Swarovski crystal crop top, I just don't really feel like it blends in super duper well with the look. And a pair of, you know, high-waisted little sweats and a pointed, what looks like Timberland heel. And like, listen, I'm sorry, I love a Tim, I do. Like, I'm a stan. I like Tims on men, I like Tims on women, I like Tims that have heels too. I am non-discriminatory. Overall, honestly, as much as I don't love Moschino, I do kind of like this a little bit. Like, it's funny, it's cute. I think Alicia Keys actually like pulled it off, and thank God they didn't put it on a white influencer or celebrity, because that would have just been even more of a mess. We're getting into the problematic things very early on. Now this is Anitta. I don't know her, but I do really like this dress. I do. It's a nice sort of fitted black dress. It has this sort of ridiculous tulle skirt that sort of then gets cut off in the front, but then tulle underneath falls out. Now, the problem is, it's Dolce & Gabbana. So it's like, oh, this is a nice dress, but it's made by fucking racists. So, this sucks. I hate this. And that's the problem about Dolce & Gabbana. You know, they've had so many different racist scandals, homophobic scandals, you know, all types of scandals. And the thing is, I will say Dolce & Gabbana, before they started making crazy comments, actually made nice clothing. And now you sort of can't even really appreciate it because you're like, oh, this is a nice dress. Oh, it's Dolce. Oh no, no, absolutely not. I'm good. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Yeah, Anitta, I don't know who you are, but I like you pulling off a nice dress. I just don't like the collaboration going on with Dolce & Gabbana. We gotta freeze that. We gotta put that on ice. We gotta fix that. We gotta fix it. Next up is Anne Marie, and she is wearing Area, which is one of New York's finest fashion brands. Now, this dress, I've actually seen quite a lot from Area. I feel like it's made its rounds from celebrities to red carpets, etc. On Anne Marie, I don't know. It's fine. You know, if it didn't say Area on it, I really wouldn't have been able to pick up on the fact that it's Area. Although, if you are an Area stan, you should probably know that the straps of this dress actually are piped with little crystals, and that is an Area signature. The thing is, I've just seen this dress so many times, and like at first you're like, okay, it's Area, it's cute, it's a cocktail dress, it's very wearable, you give it a pass. But if you don't like spice up a dress like this, especially like the stylist and the person wearing it, it gets very boring very quickly. It turns into Fashion Nova Central, and you know what? I don't want to see Area look like that at all. You know what? I'm gonna say there are some nice details at the slit of this dress with this bow. I can see the piping of the crystals, and that, you know, lets me hold on to my love for Area. I do wish there had been some like different looks, because it's not like Area just has one good look a collection. Area has like, I don't know, 37 good looks a collection. I'd like to see a little bit more extravagance, a little bit more extravaganza, a little bit more excitement from a celebrity wearing Area. Next up is Bebe Rexha. And like, honestly, you know what? This whole quarantine has really sucked in terms of not getting red carpets. It has. It's actually like really upsetting to me.
That's so upsetting.
We have to insert that multiple times in this video because Little Mix hosted this, and that's the only thing I know about Little Mix is that's upsetting. Bebe Rexha what are you doing here? Oh no, that's Rita Ora. Okay, well, Bebe Rexha also, what are you doing here? Bebe Rexha, honestly, is wearing Christopher Kane, and you know what? For once in her life, she looks pretty good. I actually like this dress. This is from one of the previous Christopher Kane collections. I do actually love this sort of lace bodysuit that falls into this big sort of poofed out skirt. It's a really beautiful dress. It's very interestingly constructed. It has a real sexiness, but it brings that sort of weird, quirky style that Christopher Kane is known for. But my issue is, Bebe Rexha can't just let it happen. She has to suffocate this really beautiful dress with a pair of thigh-high boots. Now here's the thing, this dress is kind of short, so it's gonna show off a bit of a leg. It would have been brilliant to just put on, I don't know, like a nice black pump, a nice, you know, strappy little heel, just to play on, maybe have like a little bit of a lace element so it plays into the top, or it could have been a silky white sort of satiny heel that would have played into the skirt, but no, we get a fucking patent PVC or like latex thigh-high boot that suffocates the dress. Like, you know, here's the thing, it's a short dress, there's a lot going on up here, you don't need a boot that sort of comes all the way up and then leaves like 3 inches of thigh, because it just makes you look short and strange, and that's just not the way to style somebody. So Bebe Rexha's stylist, you finally got a brand to recognize you, and you fuck it up like this. Like, what? Bebe Rexha, what are you doing here, and why you still have a stylist that doesn't know what they're doing? It's a mess. I do like the necklace, and I do really like her hair. Again, not Brad Mondo, but the hair is cute. Overall, honestly, happy to see Bebe Rexha in a dress that's actually really, really nice. Honestly, not happy to see Bebe Rexha's stylist fumble the ball and drop it so hard like these thigh highs. Next up is Doja Cat. And now, listen, I got a lot of flack for the last time I talked about Doja Cat, and to be honest, I really don't give a Doja Cat is wearing this Givenchy by Matthew Williams dress, and now I did say previously at the VMAs 2020, Doja Cat needs to find a brand that like will actually sort of work with her and sort of bring out that quirky sort of style that's, you know, very Doja-esque. I don't know if Givenchy is that brand. Matthew Williams' Givenchy, while I have not done a review of the collection, isn't great. It's really not interesting. It's really not fun. It's really referential of previous Givenchy designers, which is really weird because the only designer that Matthew Williams should be referencing is Hubert de Givenchy himself. And even then, the clothing doesn't really look that well made, which is sort of Hubert de Givenchy's whole thing. This is a sort of sheer strapped dress that has some sleeves. It's fully encrusted with crystals all over it, and the slight tiny little Givenchy logo, which I just recently realized, in fact, is 4G's put together. That escaped me for years, so the more you know. And unfortunately, there is a purple sort of thigh-high boot attached as well. And listen, you know what? I can't even blame Doja Cat for this because none of the Givenchy looks were really that good. Like Kylie Jenner wearing it, Kim Kardashian wearing it, everybody wearing it didn't really sell it. So I'm not gonna be super duper mad at Doja Cat, but you know what? We're at 2 strikes. Versace, it wasn't really the moment, although I think there actually could be a good Versace moment for Doja Cat. Givenchy really is definitely not the moment for Doja Cat. I'm hoping that her stylist actually finds a brand that will work in tandem perfectly together so that they can actually give that exciting, weird, quirky Doja Cat style that she's known for, while also being really beautifully made, well-fitted, sort of stunning, and having that technical aspect that we come to expect from a good old-fashioned brand. But I'm just not excited by this whatsoever. Next up, let's talk about Jade Thirwall. Now, she is a member of Little Mix, and she's wearing this sort of swirly graphic pink and white tight and blazer combo. And you know what? I'm gonna give her credit where credit is due. I like the print. I actually think it's kind of nice. I think it's very interesting. It's sort of like a modern take on Pucci. It's almost like if Emilia Pucci started doing like hydro dipping. And you know what? Honestly, Pucci probably should start doing like hydro dipping videos on TikTok or something, because I feel like people would love it. I will say my one tissue is these sheer shoes. I don't love them. I like the fact that they went and sort of put a sheer shoe so that it doesn't kill the vibe, but I just can see where like there's a foot and then the foot squeezes into the sheer little strap, and I don't love that. But besides that, I actually have to say, considering this isn't like a big fashion branded sort of style, I think they pulled it off really, really well. I think it works actually kind of phenomenally, and I respect a nice graphic experience. Then Jade Thirwall comes in again in this Yves Saint Laurent Paris look. It's not good.
That's so upsetting.
Anthony Vaccarello makes nice clothing sometimes. And this is not one of the sometimes that he makes the nice clothing. It's just a fitted sort of black velvety dress with a strong shoulder that then has this weird like strange crystallized ruffle shoulder detail. I just don't get it. I don't find the interest in it. I don't find the excitement in it. It just is bleh Saint Laurent, and like I don't like bleh Saint Laurent. I like good Saint Laurent, and this is not good Saint Laurent. You know what? If it was just a black fitted velvet dress, I probably wouldn't have been that mad about it. I would have said it was boring, 100%, but it would have fit well, and that, you know, is points. But this ridiculous sort of avant-garde shoulder just is not doing it for me. If it's gonna be like a ridiculous avant-garde sort of shoulder moment, there are better Saint Laurent looks that sort of create ridiculous shapes that I think would have been so much better here. Overall, Next up is Karol G, and she is wearing Moschino. It's not a good one. I guess Jeremy Scott was going for like race car driver, and this is like one of those race car drivers that drives the car and then it like goes up on the wall and then it flips and then it hits the ground and then it skids and then it crashes and then it erupts into flames. That's what we're getting here. It's just a gown of a race car driver sort of jumpsuit. It's really not that exciting. I think the way that they've cut it so that it's the race car driver up sort of torso-esque is whatever. And then at the waist you have this like black wrapped skirt, which is really strange. It's just very, very strange. I understand trying to transition it from a jumpsuit into a gown, but I don't think that this is necessarily the way to do that. And then I think the way that they've just added in a little red sort of long skirt under it doesn't help the look at all. Listen, I'm not a fashion designer, but I think there are better ways to have transitioned a jumpsuit into a gown of sorts, and this is not it at all, so we gotta fix that. I don't have any suggestions to how to fix it because that's not my job, but it just needs to be fixed. Next up is Leanne Pinnock, and she is wearing this orange dress that honestly I kind of like. These sleeves are ridiculous, they're over the top, they're gigantic. I think it actually works really, really well. I like the fact that the actual dress allows the sleeves to be the center sort of stage detail of the whole look, and I think that's the way a lot of fashion designers need to work. Give us one amazing detail that is beautifully executed and let the rest of the dress play background that is fitted, looks nice, and is in a good, chic little fabric, and everybody wins. And I like the fact that these puffed up sleeves are just gargantuan, over the top. I like the way that when the light hits them, there's sort of differentiations of this orange. It goes deeper and then sort of gravitates lighter as you see it at the shoulder where the light is probably hitting it the most. Good for her. It looks nice. I'm not mad about it. Next up is Leanne, again in a branded dress top sheer jumpsuit sort of look. Listen, I don't actually mind the molded bust that sort of falls down asymmetrically. It does look like a bit of a vanilla ice cream cone that's melting, but I don't think it looks good with the branding on top of it. I get brands want to put themselves out there and do like a logo thing, and Logomania was a thing sort of a while ago, but I don't think it looks great here. And I feel like it actually ruins what could have been a nice little molded sort of style here. Like I love the deep plunge. I like the way that the breasts are sort of like asymmetrical, but they still have a shape that you understand it's sort of covering the breast. You know what? Even if we had the sort of sheer tights and sheer gloves, I wouldn't have minded it, but it has the logo all over it. And I think that's really my problem here. It's actually not a terrible look, aesthetically, technically, but it's not great with the logo printed all over it. I think that honestly, a fashion brand should have its technique, its craft, its actual execution speak for itself to the point where I'm saying, I don't know what the brand is, but I'd like to know. Here, it's actually like it, but now this brand is all up in my face with its logo all over the place, and now I don't want to know who you are whatsoever, so don't work out.
That's so upsetting.
Next up is Madison Beer, and she is wearing custom Vivienne Westwood. I don't know how Madison Beer has secured that custom experience, and I'm kind of sad to say that this is a custom Vivienne Westwood because I expect much more from the house of Westwood. But this chocolate, silky little wrap dress, it's kind of an abomination, to be honest. I think that the crystallized half bust is really strange. I think that the draped and pulled sort of top that you can just see the stitch right at the waist that falls into this like little mini skirt. It's just shitty. It's really sad. It's really boring. I would never ever in my life say, oh, this is Westwood. I also just feel like the little chains of crystals that fall around the waist don't help it whatsoever. It just gunks up the dress even more, and the hideousness of those boots in their silky disgustingness only hurt it. It's just a really poorly executed dress from Westwood, and I would expect so much better. I feel like even just putting her in like vintage, bringing out a nice little Vivienne Westwood oldie from what, the 1980s, 1990s would have been so nice. It just would have been really nice to see. Like, I don't have to have a fashion brand recreate a piece all the time, or I don't have to have a fashion brand custom make a piece all of the time. Like, if I'm getting like a nice little vintage piece from the archive from an iconic brand like Vivienne Westwood, I'd be happy. I'd be amazing. Like a little beautiful corseted sort of bustier top with a little short denim skirt or something like that. Like, that would have been easy. That would have been sold. That would have been wonderful. I would have loved that. Even like the ones that have like little twisted nipples, I would have been excited. But this doesn't excite me. This just makes me really sad. Madison Beer's people should have said, just let us go in the archive. We're good with the custom. Thank you. Next up is Madison Beer in Mugler though, and this shit is fire. I am so obsessed with this. This is Casey Cadwallader from Mugler, pointed out by the iconic Kimbino. This dress is amazing. Mugler is sexy, it is raunchy, it is sort of ridiculous and all over the top and like sexualizes the woman, and it's been like that for almost forever. This dress does all of that and more. This is like, could have been the Fifth Element sort of style. It's sort of this white bodysuit sort of swimsuit. It is a halter that wraps around the neck and then covers the breasts, opens right down the front to show a bit of breast, and then meets right in front of the navel, and then turns into a little bit of a underwear sort of panty style, and then it's sort of supported right at the shoulders with a little bit of a strap. It's really gorgeous. Honestly, if she came out in just that, I'd be really happy, because listen, I think a beautifully executed sort of bodysuit, swimsuit, it works. It's hot, it's sexy, it's cool, I'm into it. If she is happy to wear it, I'm happy to see it. And then this sheer gathered skirt just wrapped delicately around the thighs to, I don't know, maybe the knee. It's amazing. Like, it just adds brilliantly. The thing is, as we were talking about before, letting a certain part of the garment do the heavy lifting, which I think is the swimsuit, is fantastic. I love it. It's gorgeous. And then a subtle detail, like this really sheer skirt that's just simply gathered to almost show and create different aspects of sheerness or opaqueness, allows it to, you know, be seen as still sexy, but it's a really complimentary part of this dress. It is stunning, beautiful. Madison Beer, good for you. Good for you. I like the Madison Beer Mugler collaboration going on here. I will take it any day of the week, because the girls, Casey, Madison, put together, it's hot and I like it. Next up is Maluma, and honestly, I feel like Maluma's giving me like a little bit of Harry Styles, and I'm not mad about it. And I'm saying he's giving me a little bit of Harry Styles because I'm getting a button-down shirt, I'm getting like a wide leg tailored pant, and a little vest. And the vest is sort of embellished and decorated. It's like this light pink with this light blue collar. I love this waistcoat. It looks like it's like a suede-y sort of style. It has some sort of like crystal that is piping almost the entirety of the vest, even like the pockets. I like that it's this like creamy, really light pink. And then the lapels, or even if they're not lapels, maybe they're like trompe-l'oeil lapels, are in this light blue that have all of the crystals sort of dotting it all over the place. I actually love it. I will say, I think the pants are a little bit too big, too baggy. Like, maybe Maluma has a love of quite oversized pants, but I don't like the way that they hit at the shoe. I just don't. I feel like it's a little bit too clunky, but I do actually really like this style from Maluma. I think it's really hot. I like the fact that it's definitely like more traditional menswear, but it's taking on less of like a strict sort of boring suit style, and it's much more fun. It's much more free. I feel like I'd like to see more of this from Maluma in the future. Next up is Perrie Edwards. Let's talk about this leather coat dress first. It's blah, just meh. Apparently the Little Mix gals were wearing their favorite colors, so but I just feel like it's a whateverly fitted sort of blue leather dress coat. The breasts are sort of like ruched or pulled or gathered, and I don't really think that that's super duper nice. Also, the fact that her hair is down sort of covers that detail, which I don't really feel like is what she would want to be covering, but for me, I'm gonna take that as a plus because it's covering the ugliest part of the garment. Overall, this one's a bit blah. And by a bit blah, I mean very blah. Perrie Edwards, though, in this sort of bodysuit jacket with like tulle falling all out of it is something I actually kind of enjoy. It's giving me very like Las Vegas old world showgirl, but sort of modernized for like 2020. And I like it. I like the fact that it's this sort of bright blue that jumps out, but there's little aspects of black tulle that also sort of tie it back in. I don't know if they're necessarily necessary. The look, it's definitely adventurous. It's definitely something we don't see a whole lot. And I don't think that it makes it too tacky. I don't think that it makes it too poorly done. I don't think it makes it any less. I feel like it only adds just a little bit of excitement to it. And weirdly enough, I do like it. Next up is Rita Ora. Now, the question stands. Rita Ora, why are you here?
We welcome visitors.
Again, like I really miss doing that. You know what I mean? Like I just miss it. But Rita Ora is wearing Giambattista Valli, and you know what? I don't know if it's just I haven't seen a good red carpet in a while, or maybe I just haven't seen a red carpet in a while, but I'm not really mad about this dress. Like I'm not. Now, Giambattista Valli is known for his tulle monstrosities. Him and Molly Goddard are sort of like in the same realm, but they do it very, very differently. And Giambattista Valli is much more about like the pomp and sort of drama and sort of taking on these very like red carpety, ball gowny, old world styles and doing it all in big, bright tulles. Now, this yellow cocktail dress easily could be really, really boring, but I think that the way that the dress is sort of piped in a high-low style of tulle is different. It's, you know, it looks like it's some sort of wrapped, sort of simple dress that is in the same color as the tulle. Maybe the dress is made out of tulle, but I wouldn't really expect that because I just wouldn't think tulle would wrap or, you know, drape in that way. But it's a gathered sort of dress. The way that at the bust, it sort of comes and is big and poofy tulle, and it doesn't just fall all the way down the dress, because I think we've seen with Tomoko Izumi, when you do these sort of cocktail styles where it's all this gathered, manipulated tulle, it definitely can create a really big shape that is more blob-like than actually fitted or actually more of a wanted silhouette. So I think the way that the whole front of this dress actually doesn't have this big tulle all over it helps to sort of create dimension to it. It gives it more of like a 3D-esque sort of vibe. And then the tulle doesn't just, you know, come at the bust and sort of, you know, be big and bold and then we get the rest of the dress. No, it sort of falls all the way down to the hem and around the back of the dress, which I think is actually very interesting. It's not something that I've ever really seen before, and I feel like it's a nice way to sort of take on tulle and keep it going. The thing is, I think tulle can be really, really overdone, especially that many brands started to oversaturate the market with the tulle big gowns. But for brands like Molly Goddard and Giambattista Valli, that's their bread and butter. That's what people know them for. And so they have to keep pushing this tulle in ways that are really, really different. And I think that it's a really sort of simple style, but I think it's something we haven't really seen before. And I think it actually creates a really interesting texture and style and silhouette to it. And I respect it. And I think that Rita Ora in it is not the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So weirdly enough, Rita Ora, good for you. Next up is Sam Smith in all denim, and they're just a bit boring. Like, Sam Smith is somebody that I would expect to be a lot more exciting, a lot more out there, a lot more punchy and big and cool, and this is just really depressing. It's just, okay, you wore denim. You want a clap on the back? You want a cookie? What do you want? Nothing? Okay, good. Let's keep it moving. Because listen, You can't give nothing and expect everything.
That's so upsetting.
Next up is Winnie Harlow, and she is wearing Moschino, and this is a bit blah. It's giving me very like candy. It's giving me very Halloween candy sort of style in this, you know, light yellow and green and pink sort of stripes that are going asymmetrical and have black little lines that sort of give you more of an outline, and then it's falling out from the back. It's blah, it's boring. I expect better from Winnie Harlow, and I feel like there are better Moschino looks that Winnie Harlow could have actually worn. Like, honestly, give me that goddamn fucking French collection. Like, where is that French Palace of Versailles 18th century collection? I know it's here. I know it's somewhere. Like, why is that not the moment that I'm getting right now? Nobody else is really wearing it. It's not like it's all over the publications. It's not like it's all over the red carpets. I need to see it. I'd like to see it. Like Winnie Harlow in a blue denim fitted three-piece suit with that beautiful gold embroidery of like the flowers and the Baroque cocoa-y styles. That would be beautiful. But no, we get Candy Striper.
It's cheap.
Winnie Harlow then wore a Ralph and Russo haute couture gown. It's sort of, again, blah. Like, again, Winnie is beautiful. She's stunning. She's tall. She's model. She can fit in just about anything. And we give her that. Just a blah dress. And listen, I get like a lot of designers like to put models in like blah clothing because they're just gonna look good and they have the bodies to sort of filter and feel and be beautiful in the clothing. But I still think that models should be exciting, should wear interesting clothing. Listen, don't save it just for the celebrities, because honestly, half the time y'all bitches make custom pieces for the celebrities that are boring as shit anyway. So at least give Winnie something exciting from the Ralph and Russo haute couture extravaganza experience. I don't even look at Ralph and Russo haute couture, but I know that there's like more exciting looks than a black dress with a bedazzled bust. It doesn't look like it's falling out. It looks like she's falling out of it. And that makes me even more concerned because it's haute couture, so it should be fitted properly. No. Next up is YungBlud, and YungBlud wore a custom chrome hearts suit. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. YungBlud is sort of like new on the scene, and I think he has worked with chrome hearts quite a lot. This isn't exciting, it's not really amazing, it's not really wonderful, but The next look that he wore though was a bit more of a statement. I do feel like a lot of people would be upset about this look because it's sort of a full leopard straitjacket look, and I feel that people that are mental health advocates would strongly not enjoy this look. But I will say, I think we've been looking for exciting clothing and exciting reinterpretations of styles for a long time. And this is definitely different. It's definitely sort of taking that quite dark garment that has been around for, I don't know what, 60-ish years, that has sort of come out of like a very abusive space of, you know, mental health care. I don't know what he was trying to say. I do think it's an interesting take on the straitjacket from like a strictly fashion perspective, but I do feel that people would be very upset about this sort of style because I think Gucci did a lot of straitjackets on their runway and people were very upset about it. So just putting it out there. Finally, our last contestant in the experience of the EMAs is Zara Larsson wearing Versace. And listen, again, it's just a blah ass dress. It's just blah, 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 blah. It looks like it's just a sort of sequined dress and it has those weird like headband loops on the shoulders or straps or whatever. It's just really weird. I think it's a boring ass dress and I feel like there are better Versace dresses that could have been rolled out. Whatever, who cares? So that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. My favorite look has to go to Madison Beer. That Mugler dress is stunning. It's beautiful. It's effortless. It's eloquent. My least favorite look also goes to Madison Beer, and it's that Vivienne Westwood dress because it's custom and it looks like shit. So that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys on the next one, and TTYL.